I'm Josh Carroll. This is Carroll Auctions. I'm gonna take a minute and walk you through here and show you what we have coming up for April 8th, our next live auction. So in the front this week, and you're gonna have to give us a little bit of patience. We are really full of fantastic antiques. The front this week, we're just starting to put it together. I've got Pyrex. I have a ton of antique and vintage photographs this week, family photo albums and more. They encompass everything from World War I, which is very unusual, all the way through the 1960s and 70s. And they include some 1900s, turn of the century motorcycles. So it's an amazing collection. You can see some of it up here. I also have a fantastic selection of jewelry this week. If you like jewelry, we do not have any junk lots. Everything is quality. It includes 14 karat gold, 18 karat gold, sterling, and more. You're gonna see it all across the front. Included in the jewelry are 2 vintage Tag Heuer watches, or a pair of those, and a Gucci watch. That's always fun. But the whole front is full of the best jewelry, and that includes this turn of the century Victorian 18 karat golden amethyst turn of the century Victorian necklace. It is outstanding. The quality is super high. Squash blossoms, bear claws, and more. But on top of that, we have arrowheads again, a really fine collection with a super piece in it. I saw Cutco knives in here. I saw antiques over here, Asian, including this good early Japanese mask. I also have 3 electric bicycles. These are brand new by the company Lectric. These are not to miss. They'll be sold Wednesday night with no reserve. Some of our best lots this week include this slag glass hanging lamp and a really wonderful early piece of Indian pottery. This one's nice. It's probably 1920s. Good size, good old paint, neat piece here. So we'll sell this in here as well as all the smalls that are on the table. There are photos in the back. I have photos from the Finley Academy. 1, 2, 3 of those are class photos, and my all-time favorite thing in here right now, and it is gonna be a fantastic lot. There are 2 yard-long photographs from the 1925 and 26 meeting of the Gypsy Motorcycle Club. Both of them have motorcycles all the way across. The smaller one, they're sitting on them. The larger one, the row of motorcycles includes at least 100 and probably more vintage 1920s and teens and 20s motorcycles. Super cool, really unusual. Also, an amazing collection of cab driver hats from the 1940s and 50s. These have their pins, yellow cab, greyhound, and more, but it is a fantastic collection that we'll get to sell here on Wednesday. One of my favorite lots in here is this turn of the century hurdy-gurdy. This is a musical instrument. You crank the handle and it plays. It's the thing you see monkeys jumping around on in the 1920s and 30s movies. This one has 8 songs, but it's also huge. And it's a bellows machine, so it plays air through it and not metal picks. Super cool piece here. Railroad keys, a nice railroad key collection, and it has tagged railroad keys with it. So you see where they came from and who had them. More photographs. When I say we're loaded with good photographs, we're loaded to the hilt with good photographs. And these span large groups of time too, from the 1930s and 20s all the way up to the 1960s and 70s. Fun stuff. Over here on the side, even more. Good clocks, stone globes, a really cool kaleidoscope set with a lighthouse. I have a really great collection of trade cards this week too. So trade cards are these little Victorian cards you would get at counter purchases. Little pieces of advertising, and you'd get the lithograph on the front, and then on the back, you'll get the company information. There's a whole collection of these in here. These are gonna be great. There's probably, I don't know, I bet there's 20 of them in here. Down the sides, and we're just putting this together, antique books, antique glass, baccarat, ladies' shoes, and jewelry, and more of the fashion. So that includes the lizard skin and alligator purses. I've got a bunch more of those this week. In the tall glass showcase, Waterford again, more of the acro agate, and a great collection of the Hallmark kitty cars. We'll get those out and have them in the pictures here in a little bit, but they are fantastic. Over on my right side, I have antiques of all kinds. They include jackalopes, antique advertising stained glass, comic books, antique books, bookends, and a really wonderful rosewood antique Chinese chair. Never seen anything quite like it. Nicely carved, good piece. On the clothes rack, we're just starting to pull this out, but there's vintage clothes, there's jackets, vintage leather jackets, and more. That is gonna be fantastic. Down the sides, more antiques and collectibles, and it is all real antiques and real collectibles this week. I don't think there's any junk over on this side. That includes Japanese, Chinese figurines, Walt Disney pins and animation cells, a fantastic Native American carved wood bust. All the side, all the way down is full of that type of material. On the back side over here, more baseball cards. So if you like the baseball cards, we have flat after flat after flat of baseball cards out of an estate again last week. So that's really fun. On my back tables, some fantastic lots. Micronauts, vintage Barbies, including this fairly early ponytail Barbie in her box with clothes. Terry Lee dolls, vintage lunchboxes, and one of my all-time favorite pieces, a Michael Jackson tour t-shirt from 1984. And this is an original piece, no reproductions, fantastic stuff. I also have an amazing collection of ephemera again this week. There are some really incredible lots back here. There are photographs signed from the 1910s and 20s of silent film stars. There are dirigible postcards. This is an amazing collection of ephemera. It includes drawings of cruise ships. Behind me, mid-century plant racks, mid-century lamps, little dabs of Halloween, more dolls. This is not one to miss. My side tables are absolutely full of antiques and collectibles this week as well. So you're gonna wanna walk down here. You're gonna wanna look through the lots and flats. We are absolutely loaded. I think this might be the best auction we've had in a while. The jewelry lots this week are absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna show you one thing specifically that I really like. So yeah, this is fantastic. So in the lots of jewelry this week came this.
And he's 900 silver.
Yep, 900 silver Chinese foo dog. He's really amazing. He's 900 silver, 90%, and he has an articulated head. He's set with turquoise and coral in 900 silver. There's an amazing piece of Chinese antiques. I also have, Julie, give me the other one in there, the giant pendant. Also set in sterling, this fantastic piece of jade with a sterling dragon on both sides. This is in amazing condition. This is a good early piece. There are, I won't say hundreds, there may be hundreds of lots of this type of material in here. It is truly spectacular. Hey, Juice, one more. Here we go. Jade set in 18 karat gold. So the quality in here this week is just exceptional across all lots. It's not a week to miss. And I'd be remiss not to talk about this gigantic Yadro set of horses. Huge Yadro piece. Like I said, quality throughout this auction. It's not one to miss. We can't wait to see you April 8th. Doors open at 5. Auction starts at 6. Get here early for best parking and best seating. And we'll see you then.